greatest race we have all year long.
The icons of this sport have all starred on its biggest stage.
It's the great American race. Trust me.
Pull them belts tight one last time, boys. Light the fire.
Big push coming now for Harvick. Oh, and around goes a couple guns. Priest upside down. He's barrel rolling through the grass.
You got plenty of money. Don't need that to keep racing. Is it worth the risk to keep on going?
Win.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Bump and Run podcast. I'm your host, Michael D. White, joined by two of my best friends, Matt the Statman Reilly and Robbie Shrey. Eric Dovin still shooting some darts. It's the playoffs for him. Hope he has a great night. Hope he had a great weekend. Hope he had a Christopher Bell type of weekend. He was the big winner in Phoenix. And if you were playing along, betting on who we're telling you to bet on in the show, you would have won yourself some dough. I don't have the money machine this year. I don't know what happened to it. But I told you, Christopher Bell, 3 in a row. It was a possibility, and sure as shit, he made it happen in a spectacular. Was that an overtime finish? I believe it was, right?
Was it technically overtime, or was it not?
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It was. No,
I think it was. It was
312 laps, but it was a 500-kilometer race, and I'm bad at math and the metric system because standard, baby. We're in the U.S.
America. That's why.
That's it. We measure things in like apples and football fields and shit like that. We don't
simplicity. That's simplicity. The easiest way.
How many Nerf football throws away is something?
It's about 7 Nerf footballs long. But make sure you like, subscribe, tell all your friends about the podcast. Subscribe, please, for me. Help. How's your guys' weekend? What's going on?
I was quiet this weekend, thank God. We went to bed at probably 9:15 on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very productive day, spring cleaning on Saturday all day long. Got a lot done. We've been trying for years to make a guest bedroom, and because I'm a filthy mess with my clothes, it just never happened. And finally, we hunkered down. I'm donating 8 bags of T-shirts, dude. I probably have 2,000 T-shirts, and 1,000 of them have to do with NASCAR. So we put some away that I don't wear anymore, and we're gonna make something out of it, like either a quilt, a blanket, something. I don't know, but we airtight it. We put them in as airtight thing and put them away for storage for years. But did that. And then tried getting loose Saturday night, and that started with the Xfinity race. I just couldn't happen, and beers weren't hitting me the way I thought they would. Yeah. And I just stopped, and I took a caution. I did a caution lap myself, and I just stopped drinking. And wasn't feeling it. And then Sunday,
I know that feeling. I know that, and it's random too, right?
Random.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna drink tonight, and you get a couple in, and it's just like
no.
It's like I don't want to.
I don't want to do it. Yeah.
Then Sunday, I'm usually not a big drinker on the Lord's Day. I take it easy because I go hard both other nights. But, Sunday came and I casually had a couple dangles while watching, an awesome Phoenix race.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad. So we've been in the process of the spring cleaning the last month or so. I took a day off after the 500 and tried to clean the house. And we've just been trying to stay on top of the little stuff, that you kind of let go. And
Whitey. You are known to be the person who's not on time who's late for everything. But the one thing you're taking initiative on is spring cleaning. I'm gonna start in February. God damn it.
Well, you want to know what? It's one of those things that I like to take the day off just to focus on, because I get so distracted and things. And I took the rain delay day off just in case. And since we got the 500 in on a Sunday, right? Did we?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was delayed. It was delayed a couple hours, but yeah.
And so then I had that whole Monday. We weren't doing the podcast, so I'm like, all right, let's get after it. Let's start cleaning and you're just kind of keeping up with it all. So Trying at least. When's the last time you scrubbed the baseboards and the molding around the windows? We got cats.
Saturday. I did that Saturday. Yeah.
You know,
we started our spring cleaning a little bit. It's like little chunks. I think we'll get a lot of it done this weekend. My big we try to keep up with inside the house, right? But outside is where like my spring cleaning really comes. So like I have my old man gave me a power washer, and so we've only been in the house 2 years, but you could tell on the south side of the house, it's the one that's most exposed.
Yeah.
So you could tell it's already starting to get a little bit of grime to it. Like, so I can't wait to blast that down, use it on the patio, blast down the patio, clean it all off. We're getting we're getting a lot done. We have a big plan. So we just did our taxes on Sunday morning. So we're going to take that money and flip it into a driveway, get the driveway done, get a shed in the back. So just moving everything from the garage that doesn't need to be there into the shed, and just I'm excited, man. A lot of patio beers this summer, spring and summer, a lot of that. So we but my weekend was all right. I sat Friday night, normal Friday night. Saturday we went down to Sealands Grove, had a birthday party, a 2-year-old birthday party down there. So did that for the day, and then we're driving home, and I was like, what are we gonna do for dinner? So we're tossing around ideas and everything. I was like, oh, you know what? Like my in-laws got me a Longhorn Steakhouse gift certificate for my birthday.
Solid.
So we still have that. Let's go treat ourselves to a nice little dinner. So went up, got a nice medium rare steak like John Wayne intended, and had a nice steak dinner on Saturday night.
Yeah,
nice.
You get the outlaw steak? You get the outlaw ribeye, dude? That's
ribeye. Yep.
The outlaw?
I don't know if it was the outlaw, but it was the ribeye. I got medium rare, and got home, watched the Xfinity race. The Celtics and Lakers were on, so I'm a huge Celtics fan. So I was drinking during the Celtics game, ended up blowing those losers out. So, Shrey, you're a Lakers fan, aren't you?
Yeah, casual. Kobe.
That's like the one team that like we don't align on. Everywhere else we kind of like.
Yeah,
kind of align.
I hold true. I love Shaq. Kobe. I mean, what's there not to love? That's where it all started. I was a young guy, and I kept true, and I never switched because like those days were fun for me. I was in like
when the Celtics and Lakers were going back-to-back championships in 07 and 08. Like that was so much fun with the big three and all that. Kobe. Anyway, but so watched the Celtics Lakers Saturday night. Sunday did our taxes Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon was the race, man.
And if you couldn't tell from our demeanor too, it's definitely springtime. We're getting a taste of springtime. Of course, we're in Pennsylvania in the Northeast, and I've got
the window open right now. It can get some fresh air in the house.
We could get 2 feet of snow in 3 weeks, and it wouldn't be unheard of. But right now it's 62, and it's 7:30 at night, and the sun.
I think we're good, dude. I think we're good on snow.
I
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm Tom Clark in this, dude. I got my hat on, dude, like Tom Clark would. You don't know
I'm willing to bet $100 right now that we won't get measurable snow again this year.
I won't take that bet. I won't.
I'll bet you. I'll go against you.
$100.
$100
from now for like this season. Obviously, I'm not talking about like November, like at the end of the year. I'm talking about this season. We won't get measurable snow again.
Okay. I think you're wrong.
I think that was the easiest.
If I have to shovel my driveway, you owe me $100.
Yeah, measurable snow. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not gonna say this is gonna happen in the next 3 days, but I remember taking that picture March 17th of 2017. And that's 2 feet of snow.
Look at the forecast. I think I'm safe with that bet.
I know, but anyways, the point I was originally going to make is speaking of being late, I started the spring cleaning.
A case of beer, Ricky.
Oh, he's dialing it back because a case of Miller Lite. All right, fine, a case of beer, but Miller Lite bottles.
Busch bottles.
Bottles. All right, there it is. Yep. That's fair.
The whatchamacallit, so I was early to spring cleaning, but I was late to the podcast today because I started doing a little bit of yard work outside. So that's why I was running late, fellas. But we got some NASCAR news to talk about too. NASCAR is countersuing 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports, saying that they're violating antitrust laws. I don't even know.
Just to prolong everything.
That's it. That's all it is just duke it out in the courts. So we'll see what happens with that. Chase Briscoe's
greasy palms.
This one's interesting. Chase Briscoe's Daytona penalty was overturned. If you remember a couple weeks ago, we said that he was penalized because his spoiler didn't meet spec, and they were able to conclude, like the panel that was judging it, that it was just a defect in the part that caused the holes to open up and everything. So
they really set themselves up for failure in this one, because I wanted to learn for this podcast, like more into it. So it's two different companies. So the people that make the trunk lid, right? They fabricate that. They have nothing to do with the company that makes the wing. You put the wing on and the holes are pre-drilled. Well, then it doesn't match up. What are you doing? It's so complicated. Like that simple part of it blew my mind that it's that sloppy. That you would do that. Like, what are you doing? It should be one company doing that, I think.
The way they said too, it was like attached loosely, so it vibrated and it created kind of like you remember with the 5 lug nuts, if they would get one that was loose and then you'd start to get a wheel vibration, they'd show the hole where the stud of the wheel would open up, work its way through. Yeah, so that's essentially what happened, and apparently they didn't modify anything at all. So that penalty was overturned. No worries about crew chief suspensions or penalties or fines.
I love that.
And and that was a big points penalty for them too. So I don't know where they're sitting in points now. Probably
they are. The 19 is.
They got to be rough.
20th, which is a lot better than last. So that's good.
They would have been hurting.
They went into Atlanta like negative 45 points or something like that. And let's see, NASCAR. There was a bunch of rumors on Twitter last week that NASCAR was canceling the Mexico City race and going to race the Daytona road course instead. NASCAR says they're still planning to race the Mexico race, despite the rumors to the contrary. And I actually saw a conspiracy theory on Twitter that the rumor got started because in the iRacing schedule for the Road to Pro or whatever it's called, they follow the NASCAR schedule, but for that week they're going to the Daytona road course in iRacing, and they're pretty sure that's how that rumor mill all got started. And whatchamacallit, speaking of tracks and NASCAR, NASCAR's in a holding pattern with Auto Club Speedway. Quote, "We're going to do something. I just don't know what and when yet."
That's the biggest nothing answer I've ever heard in my entire life.
Absolutely. Especially since they had plans to build a track. They had the design and everything set before they sold off all that property. They sold off the property. Those warehouses got built. There's still the front stretch and part of the grandstands left. So
does Ross Chastain work in the was that his answer to that? Because it's the same. It's a nothing answer.
That is a nothing answer. But NASCAR wants to be in the Southern California market. Here's the thing about Fontana too. It's close to LA, but it's like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive anyways. If not further, I think.
Look at the real Californians though. The ones in the hills, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. What's that?
I don't think it's that far, is it?
Look up the drive time, not the distance.
Gotcha.
And do LA to Fontana. And then whatchamacallit, but NASCAR says they want to be in that market. So I know Kevin Harvick owns a speedway out there that he bought recently. I forget the name of it. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of options they're looking at. All I know is they haven't broken ground, and I don't expect them to ever build a track where Auto Club was. To be honest with you, they'll probably just sell off the rest of the land. if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But that's all I have for now.
Prime real estate out there.
It really is.
If it's not burning, they want to, bought up for something else.
That's fucked, Ricky. That's fucked.
Shit, dude. No, Whitey, I owe you an apology, man. Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. I didn't think it was that far. I really didn't. Holy shit.
The way they make it sound, the only reason why I knew that, I used to listen to the Adam Carolla podcast, and he would go to Fontana to race vintage race cars and stuff. And he would go there in Laguna Seca. And
Laguna Seca, baby.
It's 47 miles, but I guess with traffic and everything, hour and a half. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think it was that far.
Yeah. So,
My bad, man. I jumped down your throat there.
That's okay.
I shouldn't have done that.
That's all right. No problem. Hey, you want to what? I got plenty of shit wrong on this podcast too. So
we all do. We all do. I wish we had a fact checker because they'd be stopping us every 10 seconds.
That's it.
No, Matt, you're wrong about that.
Fake news.
What was the one I had last year? It was
oh, dude, it was oh like my God. It was when I was off. I was off for maybe vacation or something.
It's because I confused San Diego and San Francisco.
That's you were like, oh, San Diego's in the middle of the state. And so like anyone who doesn't know me, I don't know why, I can't answer why, but for whatever reason, I'm really good with American geography. Like, I'm confident that if you blindfolded me and put me in a helicopter and dropped me off somewhere in America and I didn't have a map or technology and I was just told to walk, or like given a car or something, but no technology, and I had to make it home based off of street signs alone, I'm confident I could make it home easily. Easily. But so I take like kind of semi-pride, weird pride in like, American geography. And Whitey, I heard, was like, oh, San Diego's in the middle of the state. I'm like, what the hell? It couldn't be more Southern California.
No, it really could. It really could be. It's like right across the river from, or right across the way from like Tijuana, Mexico and shit.
Listen, I'm on the spectrum with you, Matt, like big time. Just in general, I'm on the spectrum, but no, in this regard, I can't read a map, I can't read a book, but you take me somewhere once and I know how to navigate around. I just know, and I think it's like my BMX, like, like always going to cities and you finding a new spot, going here to there, and you got to go back to the car eventually. I know, and I learned, but
I'm the kind of guy where I have to drive. If I'm driving, which I usually am, if I drive somewhere once, I can typically get my way back there without a problem.
Same. Yep. As long as I'm driving. If I'm not driving, I'm not paying attention.
Right.
But
I have to be driving in order to do it. But if I'm driving,
not me. I pay attention, passenger, dude. I'm always pointing.
Yeah. Well,
left, right.
Because you know where you are. You know where you're going. You're like, we got to go this way. I remember. I still don't know the mountains around us, and Shrey navigates them like it's the back of his hand.
It's impossible. We've tried it back in the day. It's impossible for me to get lost in like a 60 square mile radius, 100 square mile radius of the valley. Yeah. Because everywhere dumps you out somewhere where it's like, oh, okay, I know where I am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We got NASCAR weekend to talk about. Aric Almirola, the big winner down in Phoenix for the Xfinity race. Ricky, you're shaking your head. I know, Matt, you were kind of mad about the finish too. I didn't get to see it. I was at a hockey game. So I don't know what happened with the Xfinity race.
One word to describe Aric Almirola. Like him and his win, hack.
Yeah,
he is a hack. It pissed me. One, I was really hoping for Justin Allgaier to finally get it done and get the bad luck. The lady, like, oh my God, the lady in black, she flew over Phoenix and hates that guy. Like, wow, never seen anybody have worse luck than Aric Almirola at one track, and it's Phoenix. Finally, he's doing good. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. He's going to get it done. But fast forward, Aric Almirola, dude, what are you doing? Alex Bowman is racing you clean, and you just go up and you do what we talked about Kyle Larson, but you really get into him. Like, you get into Alex, and I just felt like it was a shit-ass move And especially for him, I get it. They really make a big deal about it.
Hold on.
When
What'd
he
you say?
wins.
What'd you call it?
Huh?
What'd you call it?
A shit ass move.
NASCAR won't call it low down. Shit ass racing. You better.
You know what? That was like just total shit ass. Like he ran out of talent and he knew he wasn't gonna win clean, so you have to do something dirty. And I like Alex Bowman. I can't tell you how much of like respect I have for that guy. He's a clean racer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not making any fans out there. You're not helping yourself. I hope those guys do truck style to him, dude, and just take him to the. I hope they put him into the woodshed every chance they get.
Yeah. Well, so Almirola is still running for Gibbs, right? It's like a part-time deal.
Yeah.
I wonder. So I remember years ago when Daniel Hemrick was on Gibbs and then he left. He said he didn't get paid unless he got a top 5. And that was running a full season. I wonder if Almirola has some sort of stipulation like that, where like he doesn't get paid unless it's top 5, or he gets paid for a win or something like that.
No, you know why he did it? Because his kids were there. And last time his kids were there, he did a shit ass move then too.
Did he?
Last year.
Yeah. You want to know why? Because the guy couldn't fucking win in Cup on a regular basis. So now,
Exactly.
He's gonna scum a win at whenever he can down in the Xfinity Series.
I told you guys on Saturday, I don't know what it is, and I can't really pinpoint it, but now we have a theory of why I don't like Aric Almirola. We won't discuss that on the podcast, but we have a theory why I don't like Aric Almirola, or why he, not that I don't like him, but he just rubs me the wrong way. But outside of that theory that we have, like, I just, for whatever reason, he always has, like, he's just always been one of those guys. It's like, I don't know why I don't like him. I don't like him.
Yeah, I get it.
He pulls shit like that, and it just
he's easily unlikable. Like, that's why.
There's nothing to make you like him, you know?
No.
I think that's more what it is. Is like he doesn't have any redeeming quality. He doesn't have enough redeeming qualities for me to like really like.
Neither does Ross, but Ross smashes a fucking watermelon and people love him. Dude, the guy, he's another half.
All right. I mean, you know. That's a deep history between you and Ross Shitstain, as you like to call him.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit, Christopher Bell led 6 times for 105 laps in the Cup race, 3 hours, 23 minutes, 10 seconds, saw 10 cautions for 73 laps, 17 lead changes among 6 different drivers. Your top 5, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Josh Berry, and Chris Buescher. Hell of a day for Josh Berry. And,
hell yeah, man.
Awesome. Loved every minute of it.
Yep.
Wearing my Wood Brothers shirt today.
What'd you guys think of the race? Start with Matt.
I'll tell you what. I liked it. For Phoenix, like, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It's
like,
on the Phoenix scale, you know?
It wasn't like, yeah, it was, but even for like, just take the Phoenix scale out of it. Like, it was a decent race, man. Like, I think. So the option tire, I love it. All right. So don't get me wrong with what I'm about to say here. I just think that there needs to be more experimenting with it, because it's cool and it's a great idea and it works when used correctly. But like when most of the field, or at least the top 10 or 15 that are in contention to actually win the race, wait until the third stage to really, like, when they're all on the same strategy, I guess is what I'm saying. It kind of takes
takes all the momentum out of it. It
takes the momentum out of the whole idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you need to really, like, in order for that to really work, you need to have crew chiefs that are willing to think outside the box to really make like opposite strategies. Now you're thinking like, hey, because as soon as they mention like, oh, Joey Logano is on his second set, or he already used one and everyone else has 2 sets, and the 2 sets are going to get them through the whole third stage. What did I text you guys? I'm like, oh, okay, so that pretty much takes Joey Logano out of the equation.
Yeah.
You knew it immediately, because he's not going to be able to keep up with everyone who has new option tires.
Now, he did still finish 13th, which was pretty impressive considering
he was 13th is great and all, but like
but he he also went a lap down on the first lap because of a penalty too. So
we'll get to that later on in the show too. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The option tire is cool. I think they need to just run that option tire full. That needs to be the tire that they use, because there's obviously wear and tear. You know what I would have liked to see? I would have liked to see guys jump on that option tire and like old school type NASCAR, where like you have that option tire, but save it for the end of the run instead of going full force and running through the tire, the whole leg of that run on that tire. We didn't really see anyone like really change out of that tire and save it, like back off the throttle.
I don't know, dude. Ty Dillon and his crew, they did save it, and he would have won the race.
What do you mean?
Ty Dillon in the 10 car.
Yeah.
He was the last one to run reds.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I thought everyone was on reds at that last.
No. Ty Dillon was the last driver, the last car to use his reds, and he was close. A caution came out, and it ruined their little thing.
Well, guys, what I mean by save it, I don't mean like save it like don't throw them on until the end of the race, but like Bristol, like the tire at Bristol last year, where like guys had to save their shit.
Where then you see like a massive fall off.
Up on them. What's up?
Yeah, because then you see like a massive fall off. Like other guys are falling off, but you've saved it throughout this run. I think
that's what I'm talking about.
So
I'm with you, Matt. I'm with you. I'll jump on your piggyback there. I'm with you. So I like what they did this weekend. I think it saved Phoenix. I think it really helped them. They needed this, but I will agree with every driver, and including the driver who crossed the finish line first. He was quoted last year when they were asked, hey, do you want an option tire, 2 tires for the championship? He said no, and I do not.
Yeah,
Make it red then. Make it yellow. Whatever fucking color you want, just 1 tire. I don't want to see a Ty Dillon winning the championship race because his crew decided, hey, we're going to keep him the latest. Because that almost happened. Ty Dillon, dude, very smart. They were the last car to take their reds out of everybody. And, dude, he was working his way. Cautions messed up the theme. But if it didn't happen, we're not sitting here today and praising a 3-win in a row Christopher Bell.
You can't have a gimmick. I'm with you, Shrey. You can't have a gimmick idea.
Not for the
championship race unless the option tire is used at every race leading up to that. That's the only way you use it at the championship. But I'm with you. You can't use a gimmick like that.
No. Pick 1 tire and call it a day.
What were your grades though?
I'm sorry. I gave it a B. I gave it a B. But listen, like that's a good grade. Like I feel like a B and up is like that's a good grade. That was a good race grade, not on a Phoenix scale or anything like that. If it was on a Phoenix scale, I probably would have put it like at an A minus. Just overall, we're not grading on a curve here. Just overall, I gave it a B. It was a decent race. Like it kept me interested. We saw passes, we saw strategies, we saw the tires, we saw there was action. We saw people spinning out. We saw people who didn't belong on the track. We saw hey, are we going to see somebody to win their third
broken leg? Dude.
There was a lot of storylines already building up early on in the season, and I thoroughly enjoyed the race.
And what Shrey, would you give it a B as well?
So I'm going to just go over it. So I have here my race grade. I go, it's an A race. It's got to be, considering it's Phoenix, and just about every race fan with a heartbeat shits on this track.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And rightfully so. But Sunday, that place, with the help of Goodyear, put on a show. It was awesome. I enjoyed everything about that race. I enjoyed early on, you had Ryan Preece and his crew chief make a call. Hey, we aren't going to be a contender in the end of this race. We need points. And they went after it. They ran reds. They were the first one, and they gave a template to every other crew chief and every other team out there to showcase what this tire can do. Now, was it annoying that other drivers didn't use the reds? Hey, that was we all knew, I knew coming into this, if they had an option, that they weren't going to use it till the last stage, because clearly the drivers were like, hey, that's a better, softer tire. You have more grip. They're going to run it at the last stage, which they did. But I'll tell you why this is a true race grade of an A is because I thought 100% in my soul that Joey Logano was going to dog shit this race up, and just like
run away with it.
A snooze fest with him running around and doing what he did last year in Vegas, 200 laps, and he ran 199. Kimmy got the shit ass diecast. I gotta give it up to her. She got it. Dude,
that is a great diecast.
200 laps at Vegas, and he ran 199. What, dude? That has to be a record.
Yeah.
One lap he missed. But anyways,
probably green flag stop.
My favorite part of Sunday's race was when he decided to cut down, dude, and get below the apron, right? And then NASCAR makes NFL tiptoe touchdown. Oh no, you did not catch the ball. Like you were out of bounds, dude. And they called it, and they put his ass to the rear. I was flipping out, dude. Let's go. It got my excitement. Then I'm like, okay, we're ready. Like this is anybody's race now. It was awesome. Dude, it's Phoenix. We know what it is. It's dog shit. They treated you guys miserably, you and Dove and Matt, and I'm sorry for that. But guess what? The venom hit, dude. The rattlesnake. It went into my. Oh, dude, I felt like Godsmack. Dude, it was awesome.
I love
that race. Did do me and Daytona Ron dirty. That fucking track. I'll tell you what though. We were all told by somebody within the racing field that we shouldn't even run the whole season because we all know that Penske runs away with the races at the Phoenix, and we may as well just not even race because Penske just owns Phoenix. That's what I was told. So you're lucky I even tuned in this weekend. Guess what? Penske didn't own this weekend.
They would have if he didn't go below the apron.
And that guy finished.
You don't know that. Where was Blaney? He didn't dominate. Cindric wasn't there.
Blaney's car blew up.
Okay, but that's why we run the races.
Cindric finished 19th, but he led once for 6 laps.
My point is, I was told by Kyle Larson that we may as well not run the race because Joey Logano or Penske owns Phoenix, and so we know who's going to win that race, and they didn't, and that's why we run the races instead of complaining and crying.
And did you notice Kyle Larson trying to wreck Christopher Bell to the line there?
You're goddamn right. I noticed it.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit, before we get too into the weeds, I gave it a B+ on the Phoenix scale. Because normally we don't see. I thought it was a good race. I wish we could have seen longer green flag runs. Me and Matt were talking about it in the group chat where it's like there wasn't a good rhythm where I wanted to see what would happen with some green flag runs and the strategy of the tire. I wrote it down in my review, and the more I think about it though too, like, yeah, it was fun to watch the option tire provide good options, but at the same time, you're putting a Band-Aid on the real problem, which is the car runs like shit and this track is shit. And for that point.
No, but I disagree, dude. Yeah. Goodyear saved that track.
Goodyear did save the track.
Car.
No, dude, not one race did not save this track. No, it wasn't a kick-ass, outstanding, drop-dead race.
It had a good spring race last year, though.
It did. The race was good. It wasn't. It was still Phoenix, and Phoenix.
I give it an A, Ricky.
Yeah, I give it a B+. But what I
give it a B. It was a good race. It's not enough to save the track for me, though.
No, what I want is just give us the red tire for the whole race. Let it fall off and let people battle. That's what I want.
What I want is this track to get out of the championship race. Yeah. And then we wouldn't have this big hatred against it.
You hit the nail on the head, Ricky. You are 100% correct. That's my biggest problem is that this track
your race grade is still like your fandom being pissed off. No matter, it could have been the
race of the year, yeah.
Right? It could be the best race, but you, Matt, are going to be upset. Well, every race fan, you're going to be in the back of your head. It's like, yeah, but we have to come here for the championship, and it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
And it does.
Listen, is Phoenix the worst track we have? Probably, but like, listen, it probably is the worst track we have as far as like putting on a good show. But like Richmond sucks too. Like Martinsville has stunk recently. Like there's tracks that stink.
You want to what?
But I don't have a dislike for those other tracks that stink like I do for Phoenix because it's our championship race. Like put it on a track that's gonna give us a fucking show.
Yeah.
And like Phoenix just doesn't do that. It was a good race this weekend. I really don't want to take away from the fact that like Phoenix finally had a good race. But it's not enough to redeem itself for me to be like all excited for November when we come back for a championship. That's all I'm saying.
And that's why, like, again, I love the option tire. I enjoyed the race. I thought it was a great race. I just wish we didn't need an option tire to create a great race. And that goes across the board for most of the short tracks. So I guess as long as we're getting good racing, like it's worth it.
That's just it. I hope they use this option tire in other short tracks.
I think I would have preferred it too if we just had one option tire and not two sets. I didn't like that they had two sets because like now it's like, yeah, like Matt said earlier, where like once everyone got on the same strategy, you're just on the same strategy and it doesn't matter. Like once you're on the second set with everyone on the second set, it doesn't matter if you have like, you know what I mean? And all those guys that wasted one of their sets earlier, like they never had a chance, but if kind of broke it up, I guess.
Yeah, and also if you have two sets too, like you get to use that whole first run to test it and really see what you can do or not do. But when you have one set, you get one shot at those bad boys.
You get one shot to get the tire pressure right. You get one, and that element I think I like more because it's like, oh well, the crew chief fucked that call up, you know,
right?
And I think I would rather that. But again, great race. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that Phoenix race more than I think I've enjoyed any other Phoenix race, except for last year when Christopher Bell won on tire strategy that time too. Because I thought that one was actually a pretty decent race last year too. So I'm on board with you guys. I think part of it too is I had a rough fantasy day because of it. Oh my goodness, my fantasy was just shot. I was running like first, second all day long in fantasy, and I think I finished like 8th because Ryan Blaney blew up.
I came in second.
Did you?
Blaney screwed a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
his car.
And I remember someone else kind of ruined my day, and I can't remember who. Oh, Reddick got fucked on because Reddick got fucked on the pit
power
cycle
steering,
and shit.
Dude. You know, you can't even be mad, dude. Again, the guy muscled it around. Remember, what was it, 2 years ago he had to do that, dude?
Oh, yeah.
And he was like he couldn't even lift his arms up. Dude, I don't care, Whitey. You can't be mad.
No.
What a fucking stud of a guy, dude.
He still finished 20th.
That's not easy, man. That's not for like being competitive and racing. His
forearms had to be screaming, dude. Just straight screaming.
And he still finished 20th, which is pretty decent for he was last car on the lead lap, but still like I forgot that it was a power steering issue. A lot of guys had like weird issues throughout the day. Like, when's the last time a Penske engine blew up? You know. And let's see.
Is it possible like the dust and dirt from the desert?
Probably. It might be, yeah.
Because we might see that at Vegas. We might see an engine or two blow.
Someone else had a weird one. Oh, Bubba Wallace had a brake rotor explode, and ended his day. And like he even said, he's like, I tried turning on the fans, it was just too late. You know,
right before he hit the wall. Fuck.
Shrey, do you remember, Whitey? I think this might have been before your viewing time.
When Bubba Wallace lost his brakes and he went through and boom, crushed turn 1 at Pocono. Holy God, dude.
That is not at all where I was going.
Well, I'll rewind that. Dude, I think it had to be 2016 when Ricky started. I'm pretty sure. Dude, Bubba Wallace is coming flying. Look it up, folks.
Yeah.
He's coming flying down the front stretch of Pocono, and his brakes lose out. he decides to be smart. He dives down into the grass to slow his car down, and boom! I mean, literally hits the fucking wall at like $180. He gets out and he's like, oh, and he kneels down and he puts all fours on the ground. Like, thank God I'm alive. Like, dude, wild.
I apologize that I don't remember who it was, but one of our listeners asked, I think it was the first episode of this season, asked us in the comments on YouTube, what was the biggest wreck we've ever seen live? And that's the one and then Jimmy Johnson the following year, the same spot, same wreck. Those two are the two biggest wrecks I've ever seen in person. Yeah. The entire place, the entire facility went silent.
We all saw the biggest save. And it should have been the biggest wreck ever.
Arca,
dude. What was that, dude? Still the best move ever, dude, on the front stretch of Pocono, dude. Let's go.
That save is infamous on this podcast because we've brought it up a million times.
About
the best save. That's not where I was going at all with my question.
The worst part about that Arca save is we can never remember who it was either.
It was Corey Heim.
No, I think Corey Heim won that race, but someone else saved it. It was it might have been Chandler Smith.
And maybe it was
Chandler Smith. That's
it was. Yep. What I was going to say was, because we're talking about the debris and the dirt in the motor of Blaney, and maybe that's what blew it up. Whitey, I think this might have been before you started watching, but you might still be familiar with it. It was a Vegas race. Do you remember? Maybe I want to say it was within 10 years. The dust storm that was coming in the background. It was distance, and they kept showing it, and we're like, "Oh, don't know if this is going to affect the race." Or it never ended up affecting the race. Like we didn't like. We
It was
didn't
just
have to
one of those
pause
things
or
that was
anything.
looming in the
But
background.
it made a sick ass background of a race one year at Vegas.
Oh, we'll see what happens this week. Maybe we'll get some cool shit going on. Although I think it's in the middle of the afternoon, right? We gotta power through the rest of this show though. Or should we reset the clock and keep going? I don't.
Let's reset.
Power.
Let's power through.
One of us has a kid that I can hear crying downstairs, and one of us doesn't.
I haven't eaten dinner yet either.
Let's power through.
Let's see. What should we call
I'm drinking mine though.
Some guys had a great day. We mentioned Josh Berry had a good day. Just running solid in the top 10 all day long. Really, really nice to see that Wood Brothers car performing well, especially after the last couple of years. Always want to see the 21 up front. Kyle Larson, we mentioned him. He was running the top 10 all day. Same with Denny Hamlin, but none of those guys led laps except for Denny. He led twice for 3 laps. William Byron had a pretty good car early on. He led 3 times for 83 laps. He finished 6th. Alex Bowman 7th, Kyle Busch 8th, Zane Smith 9th. I feel like that was a tire strategy type deal. Chase Elliott finished in 10th. What's Chase been doing?
I don't know.
Non-existent.
I think it was Boyer who said it during the race. Like, hey man, like we kind of expected more out of Chase in this race.
Yeah. I haven't seen much out of him at all this season.
Clean, though. I kept
except
it
for
clean
the clash.
and respectful. Top 10. I mean, I have nothing to like. I listen. People love to hate on Chase. Just he gets the chase. I think.
Well, he gets the most popular driver hate. When you're the most popular driver, you're also going to be the most.
And I'm not a fan of his at all. But I tell you what, like this year, I'm just like over like hating the guy. It's like for what reason? He's a quiet folk. You know, he doesn't want to talk. He's not loudmouth. And I wish he'd do better interviews, but whatever. You got Jeff Gordon in your ear telling you what to say.
Jeff Gordon was dull too, you know.
Yeah, but I like, dude, he's not bad. Like I don't know this year. I'm not worried. If I'm a Chase Elliott fan, I'm pumped.
All right.
You know, I think he's.
I still expect him to win
right where he needs to be.
What's that?
I still expect him to win 3 to 5 races this year.
Yeah,
that's the range I kind of put Chase Elliott in.
Well, we'll see. I feel like he ran very consistent last season, so maybe he's just consistent top 10 right now. You know, it is very early.
It's early.
You know what? I feel like the off season wasn't long enough where like I feel like we're in the full swing of the season already. You know.
Yeah, man.
But here on the Bummer Run podcast, everyone was talking about Christopher Bell on a Monday or a Tuesday. We barely talk about the winner on this podcast ever. He led 6 times for 105 laps. He just had a hell of a car. I'm so glad that last caution didn't screw him up from winning because like he deserved that drive. But the guy who came in last,
the best car won this weekend, and I can't say that for the last two wins of his. He got very lucky, I feel, last week.
Yeah.
But and Adam Stevens made a call last week that put him in victory lane. This week, it was him. His team came, they dominated. They had the car all day long, and the best car won.
And unfortunately, Riley Herbst was the biggest loser. He finished 37th. He was a victim of that lap 99 wreck that we talked about with Justin Haley and Ty Gibbs earlier on. I don't know if Gibbs ever touched the 7, but there was just too many people in too little space, big old chain reaction. Riley Herbst, the unfortunate one there. And then to go over our picks from last week, whatchamacallit? I won with Christopher Bell.
I won the money.
I won the money. The money is mine. I won the money. I finally won the money. Aric came in second with Joey Logano. He got 33 points. Shrey, you picked Alex Bowman. He got you 30 points. And then Matt, you chose Ryan Blaney. He got you 22 points. Oh, before we get into the picks, though, we have another pick to make. This is Ricky's new segment. The Ricky of the week. Do you want to explain that real quick for us?
Yeah, so I figured we would do what a Ricky, So the whole thing with Ricky started in 2016, like I said, with Ricky Stenhouse just driving around every track, wrecking everybody. So when he came to Pocono, I'm in Dovin's big rig on the knack rack yelling Ricky because I think he caused two wrecks there. Could have been 3. I don't know. I was kind of tipsy on dangles. But anyways, Ricky was born that weekend in 2016. So this week, I felt there was a lot of what a Ricky. So here's my what a Ricky, and I want you guys to add to it. Give me your what a Ricky. My what a Ricky doesn't go to Kathleen Catherine Legg. I think that's how you say her name.
I think so.
I don't give it to her as much as I give it to the person that was made the that signed the paperwork for her to come into a cup race. I'm not saying that she was unfit to be in a cup car on a Sunday. I'm saying she was never qualified. They do a lot of practice. Just yesterday on Monday, they ran a 12-hour practice at Phoenix with the new tire with the tires,
it's like a Goodyear tire
have
test.
Veterans get veterans, but get the people that haven't been in a cup car and have them also be part of your testing at these tracks to get seat time. And then guess what? Charlotte Motor Speedway is one of the biggest ones. All year long, there's practice there. You can get a lot of seat time. So why not? Like, if you're thinking about getting in behind the wheel in your NASCAR, it should be an obligation to have X amount of hours. Like, listen, I wanted skydive so bad. I do. It's one of my biggest dreams of mine is the skydive, but I want to do it on my own. I want to have my own bag. I found out, and what put a bump in my run was when I found out you have to do it like 10 times with somebody else.
Like attached to you,
learn everything. Then you go alone. They just don't put you in a plane and tell you, hey, Johnny, it's open, get out and go. You know, like you got to have experience. I can't believe that they let this broad come in and literally break a leg. Like, hey, go break a leg, go out there. It's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It just seems... It made her look bad, and I don't think it was her. I blame NASCAR for that.
It is interesting who they approve and who they don't, because a couple years ago, Jennifer Jo Cobb wanted to run a cup car at Talladega, and they said no. She runs in the Truck Series every week. So, like, I understand why they didn't let Jennifer Jo Cobb, because I don't know if you remember in Talladega in the Truck Series like 2 years ago, she came barreling in after the big one happened 30 seconds before
it's
that.
Like the Water Boy, when the Water Boy worked out, and they're like ESPN shows like in the movie, and they're like, and Louisiana Tech is trying out their towel boy, and he gets railroaded, dude.
Right? But then they'll put Elio Castroneves in the Daytona 500 guaranteed no matter what. So, like, again,
not everybody is Shane Van Gisbergen, you know? Not everybody. So stop trying.
You know what it comes down to, Ricky? It comes down to who's got this to put into the fucking the NASCAR executives' hands. They got a big old wad of hundreds. So that's it. That's it. That's what it comes down to.
It was a shit-ass call, though.
I agree.
To let her in.
How about you, Matt? What's your what a Ricky?
My what a Ricky, I've already talked about it, man. What a Ricky, Kyle Larson. What a Ricky, Kyle Larson, for two reasons. One, I already talked about. I'm gonna cry because I think Penske's just gonna win. Why are we even racing there? Because Penske's just gonna win it. So because of that, you're a champion. Act like an asshole. And also because you also tried wrecking Christopher Bell as he came to the line, and nobody wanted to talk about that, but you go back and watch that replay. He tried his best to right hook him.
Yeah, he did. And my one Ricky goes to the guy who lost himself the race in the first restart, or the first start there. Joey Logano cutting the course just that little tiny inch. He got fucked. And I think he deserved it. What a Ricky indeed. Speaking of Ricky, though, I'm sorry. You go second, Ricky. Matt, what's your pick for this weekend in Las Vegas?
Great setup. Because
Just wait, folks. Just wait.
My what a Ricky is also my pick to win this race. Hey, Kyle Larson, go act like a champion and win this goddamn race.
I love it. How about you, Shrey? Who is your pick for the weekend?
You know what? I'm going to go out in a bang here. I believe Dovin comes back next week. So I just hope that this comes to tuition, and I'm the first one to get it right in a couple of years.
Wait. Did you just say you hope it comes to tuition?
I'm not a good speaker.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. I want to make sure I heard you right. You're good.
Yeah, I probably said it. I definitely said it.
Fruition.
What is the word?
It's fruition.
You're good. Tuition. You nailed it.
But anyways, I hope that I get my pick right. And we don't think about what I just said. If you know me, it makes all the sense in the world. I'm not a smart feller, but I am smart enough to pick Kyle Busch, the Vegas kid, Rowdy. Let's go. Let's get nuts, dude. I'll be popping bottles if he gets it done in his hometown, Las Vegas. I hope he does it, dude.
Love that pick, Ricky.
I like it. I always want to see Kyle Busch win in his hometown. Kurt Busch did it a couple years ago.
I hope I'm the one to pick it. And his first win, and and people can sing my praises, and hey, that dummy on that podcast, he said tuition.
What? Hey, you want to what?
He ain't paying nothing.
Hey, you want to what?
He's in debt.
Bet on Kyle Busch this weekend. He might be able to pay off your tuition. How about that for intuition? Fruition? Intuition? Anyways,
I'm wishing that he wins.
I'm wishing that... Eric's picking.
Shrey, I love you so much, man. I love you so much.
Eric sent his pick in. It's looking like he's going with Ross Chastain, who I think has a really good average finish here. And then
what a skid mark up my ass cheeks, dude.
And then you guys have no idea how badly I want to pick Christopher Bell once again. Make it 4 in a row.
That would be smart.
I think it could happen. I don't think it will, and I'm gonna go with my what a Ricky pick of Joey Logano. The Fords, like Trey, like you said, he led 199 on 200 laps.
Yeah, at Vegas. What a dominant performance! I hate this diecast. I need Dovin's old driver to come and just door this.
Yeah.
Like, right. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we need. We need a Kenseth, Martinsville right now. I hate looking at that diecast.
Well, hopefully, for my sake, you're going to see another Joey Logano win diecast end up on that shelf because I'm hoping to win 2 in a row. We will see. We're 3 races into the 2025 season, and so far, William Byron and Christopher Bell, the only 2 guys locked into the playoffs, and William Byron leading the point standings right now. Got a lot more stage points than Christopher Bell. Like Shrey said, those last 2 wins, kind of lucky this one he went out and earned it. This weekend, we are heading to Las Vegas. We have trucks on track. They're going to be at 9 o'clock on FS1 for the Echo Save 200. Xfinity on track Saturday, 4:30 on the CW for the Luan. I can't say it. Anyways, and it's whatever. It's a union that sponsors them. And then Cup on track, 3:30 on FS1 for the Pennzoil 400. We'll see if Joey Logano puts the Pennzoil Ford in victory lane for the 2nd year in a row.
I'm going to blame Jesus Juice on my my vocabulary here tonight, folks. Yeah, I did that, and I'm mixing it, But no, in all actuality, I am on the spectrum of spectrums. And that's what you get sometimes when you're freelance.
Forward, I'm going to use tuition instead of fruition in every aspect I could.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I love it too. And I'd love to see one of our guys in victory lane. We will find out this Sunday night, 3:30 on FS1. And we'll break it all down for you next Tuesday night. Will it be Kyle Busch? Will it be Ross Chastain? Will it be Kyle Larson? Or will it be Joey Logano or someone else? We will see. And we'll break it all down for you next Tuesday. For Matt the Statman Reilly, for Eric Daytona Ron, and Shikshinny Ricky, I'm Michael D. White saying have a good night.
Thank you for having me.